Well, the ladybug larvae are all over the place now. You can see here, here, and here. And you just look anywhere in the foliage and they're everywhere. So while the ladybugs didn't really do much damage before they all died off, they sure bred a lot of larvae. They're all over everything. And I like that. So, do the grow tubes work? This is a proof of concept video, and you can see several holes that are empty, like here and here. This plant over here in the corner, that's a full-grown plant. It's grown all the way to the top. Basically, it's got a lot of fruit still, and when that fruit starts to blush and turn, I'll remove that plant as well. But you can take a look at the stem there. I've got two more full-grown plants that I removed from here that I'm going to show you in just a second what that looks like. They were real easy to pull out of the holes there, the root mass, and I'll show you how big the root mass is in just a second. And these two were smaller plants that I didn't like the way they were performing, so I removed them out as well. I took a basic 1020 here and I put the roots that I pulled out. I'm doing a nutrient change out too, so once the water level went down, it was much less watery, less flow. But I used a 1020 to carry them out here. Here's 3 of the 4 that I removed. This is one of the main plants here, a large plant that I cut off. And all I do with this is I just take a razor blade and I cut against the grain here. It's where the net cup is slightly exposed, and then this pops right off, just like this one. And this is the size of the root ball of a grown plant, okay? And you'll know that when I did this build, if you haven't seen the build, you can go back and take a look at the build, but these are 12 inches apart from each other, so the root can grow 12 inches across and about 5 inches or so deep. And if you take this root mass and you bunch it, you can see how much it actually is. And so, you know, it gets bigger because it's floating and, you know, searching and stuff like that. Here's one that's still intact. You'll see there's some aphid issues. I've been battling aphids. Here's its root ball, similar in size. This one's still quite wet. So what I do here is I just take a pair of cutters and I cut it off here, and then I remove the majority of the root mat, and then I slide it through the hole here. Comes right out, and then, like I said, I just take a razor blade knife and I cut against the grain to cut these larger roots here off, and it pops right out. So all I have to do again is just take a newly planted net cup with a tomato in it and just plug it in place. So all in all, the grow tubes are a phenomenal success, and I'm going to continue to grow this way. It's super easy. I do a nutrient change out every 2 weeks. Basically, I let it drain, and then I pump in clean water, and then after that, the 55 gallons of nutrient begins to fill as the plants use it. So after a nutrient change out, the plants get nothing but plain water and whatever little bit was left in the tubes, and that kind of, I think, purges the plants a little bit, and then they start to receive the nutrient again full blast. So I do that every 2 weeks. The grow tubes have been phenomenal. The only issue I've had is aphids, and I don't blame those on the grow tubes. Everything's back in place here, here, and underneath the eggplants one. I've got plugs in them until I put them back to use. This is Brent. See you guys later.